I've seen this often, whether it's in person or even on the internet, people talking about defeating lust. I don't really believe you can defeat lust. And what I mean by that, I don't really think that lust is something that just disappears, right? We signed up for this, right? We signed up for this human experience that we're having, right? And a part of this human experience, okay, cool, working on the spiritual, that's important. But another part of it is the physical as well. So one mistake that I see a lot of even spiritual individuals make is they go too far on one side, and there's got to be a balance. So okay, too far on the spiritual, and you're going to disconnect with the physical. You're going to be out of touch, and too far on the physical, you guys already know how that goes, right? You completely lose yourself. You can lose yourself on either end. So after 6 years of semen retention and whatnot, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and tell you that I don't find women attractive. I think that it makes no sense to stare at a female and have no intention of approaching or doing something about it. That's a really great way to leak energy. Okay, again, you've got to guard your thoughts, guard your mind. So if I see a woman who looks good, I can appreciate her very quickly and move on, right? So I control my thoughts. I redirect my thoughts. A lot of people think that lust is something that you're just gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be gone. Or as long as you're a human and you're in this realm and you're experiencing this life, you're going to be put in positions where you'll be tempted, okay? There will always be temptations. So the only way to really rise above lust is to just really have control over your mind. You learn to live with it. It's when you let your mind wander and you start thinking about things you want to do to them, this and that. That's when you're entering a vortex that most guys can't get out of, right? Lust. I mean, this has destroyed very, very powerful men in the past. So we're not exempt. So for me, I'm choosing right now to guard my thoughts. I'm choosing to guard who I allow around me. You guys have to be able to read situations and kind of almost know what's going to come out of it. But most of you guys allow things to happen. You allow things to happen, and that's the biggest problem. You have to nip stuff in the bud. You've got to catch things very early. If I'm going out, okay, cool, I'm going out, and I meet a beautiful lady, okay, cool. First off, I have a read on this lady. She's a very casual lady. I'm not getting relationship vibes. She's here, she does this. She wants, something temporary, something casual. Okay, cool. We're having great conversation, okay, cool. Now the night starts, it starts getting late and she invites me over. If I go over, what do you think is gonna happen? The guys that I talk to, they'll go over, and then, hey Ross, I relapsed, No, you made the choice. You chose to go over to her home. What, were you gonna go over and pull your pants up? Now, I've got stories, guys. Some of you guys are probably capable of that. You know what I mean? You go to her house, you go to the house, give her the bare minimum, give her a kiss or two, and as she's thinking that you guys are about to have sex, nope, pull your pants up. Most of you guys, maybe just for now, at the current moment, you don't have the discipline to do that. Until you can really control your mind in various situations, you got to stop putting yourself in situations where your lust can take over. It's an ongoing process. Again, you don't just wake up and boom, like, there's no lust, like I'm good. No, like you've got to. It's an active process, guys. Who do you have around you, right? What are they talking about? Again, your guy friends. If they're showing you pictures of girls on Instagram, you know what I mean? That's not really helping you, right? That's behavior that's going to inevitably fuel lust, right? So you've got to do something about that. So where do you hang out? What do you do with your time? Who do you have around you? It's an active battle. I think people who are serious on this journey, we all have similar tendencies, and it's not really by choice because we all come to similar realizations. We talk about fasting and fitness and avoiding certain people. I mean, the list goes on. As you get more serious about you're guarding your sexual self, right? Battling lust, you're going to gravitate to really certain habits that other men who really have that shit under control, similar habits that they have, you're going to end up on that same boat. So there's no defeating lust. You just learn to vibe with it. You learn to dance. You learn the dance, and you master the dance. Again, I'm not here to trade off my sexuality so I can defeat lust. No. We signed up for this. We signed up to come to this realm and experience, all the duality that goes on here, right? So, no, if you really wanted to defeat lust, you're literally asking to become asexual, right? Think about it. You're always going to find women attractive, right? The opposites, they're meant to be attractive. You're meant to be attracted to them. That's natural. Now, we've perverted everything, and we've taken sexuality way too far to where now we're having to ask ourselves, how do I defeat this? No. The goal is it's not to defeat lust. It's to be able to sit comfortably, right, within, sexual tension, within sexual scenarios. You don't need to act on everything. You don't need to take action. Most men, if a girl gives them attention, they're gonna act on it. You know what I mean? As you guys develop, especially for those of you guys on senior attention, you'll be able to see through a lot of these women, pretty or not. It doesn't really matter. That's the type of time I'm on right now. So if I'm around a beautiful woman, okay, cool. She's objectively very pretty. I respect that. That's cool. But I see other things, right? I see through her. I see what she's really about. My lust is not going to take over there. I mean, it would have to be a beautiful woman, she's got everything that I'm looking for in a wife, this and that, for me to possibly fold. Even then, I don't think I'm going to fold. No, guys. This is a dance. Learn the dance, control your mind. Don't allow yourself to be influenced by every single little sexual, hint here and there. No, you don't have to act on everything. So all of this leads back to this being a choice. You guys choose to be lustful. At the end of the day, this is a game of the mind. You control your mind. The more control you have over your mind, the less a nice pretty butt or a nice pretty face or pretty boobs, it's not going to affect you the same way. And you do this repetition over and over, right? You learn to really control your mind. Not much is going to be able to sway you.